but the battle gets the best of them.
And trying to rise back through the devastation, a local nonprofit is asking for help rebuilding. But first, we have some local breaking news this Monday morning. Firefighters are now saying that 4 pets died in a 2-alarm fire in Moorhead.
It happened in a neighborhood along Bellesley Boulevard, which is just south of I-94. That's where we find the Valley Today's Brian Sherrod live this morning with an update. Good morning, Brian.
And good morning, Jordan and Lisa. The call first came in last night around 11:46 to this complex on Bellesley Boulevard, like you just mentioned. And the people were able to evacuate out safely, but sadly 4 pets did die in that home fire. So the inside of this complex is damaged, but the full extent is unknown at this time. There was an arson dog that was brought to the scene, but is still considered to be unsuspicious at this time. Now, the cause continues to be unknown, but the damage estimate is total to be $70,000. Now, we'll continue to keep you updated throughout the morning with any more details that we receive.
Brian Sherrod reporting live on this breaking story. Be sure to follow updates on your VNL News app. Brian, thank you.
Let's get a check now of our First Alert Storm Team forecast. Lots to talk about as we kick off the work week, Summer.
Absolutely. It's a busy day in the weather department, but things are quiet to start. Here's a live look at our Grand Forks Home of Economy sky cam, where the sun is now up to start our Monday. We do have some activity, though, elsewhere on satellite and radar. A few passing showers still up towards Roseau and Baudette. They have been lingering for the last few hours. And some non-severe thunderstorms stretching from Mobridge down to just south of Ellendale, headed towards the Sisseton area with lots of thunder and lightning, along with some potentially heavier rainfall. Temperatures to start your morning are in the 50s across the north, 55 in Bemidji and Hallock, 59 in Langdon, 66 in Devil's Lake, 62 in Grand Forks, 68 in Fargo, and in Oaks, 70 in Aberdeen, South Dakota. Our humidity values continue to increase. We're between 75 and 100% where we're seeing some of those rain showers. That indicates it's a hot and sticky day, and we could see storms, severe storms firing later. So we have that first alert weather day for your Monday. Many of us seeing heat exceeding 90 degrees, especially when you factor in the humidity and your heat index or your feels like temperature. And later today, this afternoon into tonight, a few severe storms are in the forecast. Crank that air conditioner up to high for today, because here's a snapshot of temperatures expected by the 5 o'clock hour. 95 in Jamestown, 96 Grand Forks, 93 in Fargo, some 80s for our Minnesota counties, but it's going to feel hotter with that humidity. A look at your heat index planner for Fargo shows between 4 and 6 p.m. We can see those heat index values near 100 degrees. So be prepared to beat the heat for your Monday, and tomorrow is looking even hotter. But let's talk about the storm potential. A slight risk, or a level 2 out of 5 risk of severe from the Storm Prediction Center in the areas shaded in yellow includes Bemidji through Park Rapids and Wadena. The tornado threat is going to be on the low end, but it's not zero. We will be keeping a very close eye on that for you throughout the afternoon. Large hail up to 2 inches in diameter can't be ruled out. Hopefully that hail on the smaller end, especially for any area crops, and wind gusts between 70 and 75 miles per hour within some of those storms as well. Timing things out, again, those morning storms down across our southernmost counties, those will continue throughout the morning, not expected to become severe, although bringing some thunder and lightning and some heavy rain. But through the mid to late afternoon, right around 3 to 5 o'clock, seeing those initial storms develop. Here we are now by 6:30, seeing those storms from Bemidji back stretching through the southern half of the Red River Valley. It's the first initial storms that we have the best potential for the largest hail and that isolated tornado threat. So the first developing storms, but many of those are exiting by 9, 10, 11 o'clock for tonight, making for a quieter night. Out the door today, temperatures are going to be soaring quickly, many of us into those 90s, but your 7-day forecast does call for a cool down. First, hotter for our Tuesday, but then we have some 80s back in the forecast, but it does come with some more wildfire smoke as well.
Okay, lots to talk about, lots to track and be aware of all through the week. Thank you, Summer. A man is in jail for murder after a shooting near the NDSU campus over the weekend. Police plan to release the victim's name today.
A 40-year-old Raymond Gunn of Fargo. He's in the Cass County Jail this morning after reports of shots fired in the 1200 block of North University Drive late Saturday night. That's near the Bison Turf and the Loaf and Jug convenience store.
Right around 11 Saturday night, police found a man with a gunshot wound and a suspect nearby. The victim was rushed to the hospital where he died.
New this morning, a 20-year-old North Dakota woman is dead after a head-on crash near Belfield in Billings County. State troopers say the woman was going south in the northbound lane of Highway 85 yesterday afternoon. The driver of an oncoming car moved to his left to avoid that crash.
The woman corrected at the same time and the two vehicles hit head-on. She died at the scene. The other driver was taken to the hospital in Dickinson. That part of the highway was shut down for 4 hours while the crash was investigated. New information this morning on a massive fire in western Minnesota. An evacuation order is now lifted for people in Big Stone County after a grain elevator fire. Crews are still on the scene in the town of Clinton and will be there much of today.
Firefighters got a call yesterday morning about smoke coming from an upper grain tower, and soon after they got there, that tower was engulfed in flames. Police evacuated a 3-block area around this elevator for much of the day. Fire crews from several surrounding towns were called in to help. Some pumped water from a nearby lake. Others had to haul in tanker trucks. Gigi's Playhouse is making a big push today toward rebuilding after a devastating fire.
Yeah, money from the Golf for Gigi event will help the organization get back on its feet. Gigi's was in a strip mall in South Fargo that went up in flames back in May. Investigators ruled it arson. Police recently identified a suspect as well in that fire. Now, today's in-person tournament at the Moorhead Country Club is sold out, but you can still take part and help them rebuild by joining the virtual golf tournament.
Register and then play your round of golf wherever you are, snapping pictures throughout the day in support of Gigi's Playhouse Fargo. When you're done, submit your score to compete for prizes. You can get details on the Gigi Playhouse Fargo website.
Several Fargo bars will be discussed at Wednesday's Liquor Control Board meeting, and that discussion will include recent events outside of the Old Broadway Bar and Restaurant. Video recently surfaced on social media of a fight outside the Old Broadway, believed to be a bar employee assaulting a customer who's already being detained by bar security. Fargo police say they're still searching for the man shown on the ground and being hit in this video.
Also on Wednesday, the Fargo Police Department and the Downtown Community Partnership will be hosting its Downtown Download. This event will give the public an opportunity to share their concerns with law enforcement. FPD will also provide updates on crime in that area. It will happen at 10 o'clock in the morning at the Fargo City Commission chambers. That's in City Hall. We have a traffic alert for you today. Road construction going on in West Fargo. Crews are starting some concrete patching repairs today on parts of 7th Street East, 9th Street West, and 26th Avenue East.
The project includes some closures and detours, so drivers need to plan for congestion and delays. They are 2-week projects. Repairs are expected to be done by August 9th.
Let's get the answer now to our question of the morning on Facebook. That question today is a new survey asked, what did you spend more money on during the pandemic? This came in at number 1.
The answer? This might be in my top 5 as well. Coffee, because you could still go through a drive-thru even when everything else was closed.
And you needed something to help you get through the day because there were some dark times in there.
Good point.
Yeah. Anyway, remember, you can play along every single morning. Head to the Valley News Live Facebook page.
The Today Show and CBS This Morning are just about to start. But remember, the Valley Today rolls on. More live up-to-the-minute news and weather right now on the Fargo CW.